Senator Manchin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Appreciate it very much, and thank you, Doctor, for being here. I've introduced the Hotspots bill, which would expand our government's ability to purchase and distribute internet-connected devices to libraries in low-income and rural areas, and I encourage my Senate colleagues really to look into this, and hopefully we get this into the next package we're working on right now for the COVID relief package. So many rural areas, especially rural Appalachia, does not have any connectivity whatsoever. But we've been able to hotwire, basically, wireline into all rural libraries. This would allow, if a hotspot could be given to a veteran, they would be able to connect for telehealth. Right now, they can't. All they're doing is audio health. And so my question would be, can you give me a sense of where all these, VSU spent $38.9 million, I'm understanding from the CARES Act, on telehealth initiatives and equipment for both veterans and providers. You all reported distributing more than 46,000 iPads to veterans and providers for accessing and facilitating telehealth appointments, and also reported an additional 22,000 iPads are on order. So my question would be, can you give me a sense of where all the devices are going? Are they all network enabled? I want to make sure that hopefully my state of West Virginia is getting its fair share. And can you share a full report of where they have been distributed? Can anybody speak to that?
I can speak to that. I don't have that data with me, but we can get that breakdown for you after the hearing. If we can take that back for the record.
Can you also
where they're distributed?
I'm sorry. Can you also determine where the VA telehealth infrastructure resources are going, and how are you helping with veterans with the high-speed internet access? That's what we're having problems with. So there's no use to have an iPad if you have no connectivity. So I hope you're looking at both of the challenges that we have, whether it's rural West Virginia, rural Arkansas, rural North Carolina, rural Kansas, wherever it may be. We've got problems. And to get quickly to help these people, hotspots will be the quickest way we can get them set up to something.
Yeah, so let me provide some feedback on that. I think that was a question about what we are doing. So let me go through the broader list, because you're absolutely right. This is a critical issue for us, and it is impossible for us to deliver telehealth services where there isn't internet connectivity. There was an FCC report that was released last year that said 2.2 million veteran households don't have fixed or mobile broadband internet.
First of all, let me just, if I can correct you on one thing. We have proven the FCC maps are totally incorrect. They're totally incorrect. That's why we're holding up some of their money until they get the maps corrected. So I hope you're not working off of their old maps, because they've even agreed they're incorrect.
Well, I think irrespective of whether we're looking at the maps, we recognize that this is a problem. I mean, for the reason that you just described, when we talk to our providers and we get their satisfaction surveys back, we just had one from one of our VISNs where they interviewed or got feedback from 1,600 providers. And one of the biggest challenges they face is the veteran not having the internet or the equipment on their end. And that's, again, why we launched an initiative to bridge the digital divide for veterans. I can tell you it's something we can't do alone. I mean, this is a huge issue, and the VA is not going to solve it alone. That's why we need cross-administration, collaboration with Congress, public-private sectors. There's a tremendous amount of work to do.
Well, I know you all have used solution. One of your solutions was offering veterans to use store and forward telehealth options at places like Walmart, VFWs, American Legion halls, through the Atlas technology. The idea is that since a veteran doesn't have access to broadband at home, the local Walmart, VFW, American Legion would have better broadband. Well, it sounds promising. You've only opened 6 Atlas sites in 5 states. And unfortunately, so what's the VA's plan to expand these telehealth sites?
Right. So the Atlas program we think is very promising. Again, that's a public-private partnership that we've been working on. What we've done, and going back to your library concept, we've created a scheduling package, a scheduling system, so that we can identify if there's an Atlas site near a veteran. So we can set up libraries, VSO sites, Walmart sites, wherever we have a therapeutic environment, internet connection, and veterans in that area, we can establish this. Now, we were beginning to open these sites We had a plan to get to, I think, 11 prior to COVID. We did temporarily shut them down due to infectious disease concerns. We are now beginning to open them back up. The first one that opened was in Eureka, Montana. The Walmart sites are expected to open up by mid-August, and then we'll continue on with the progression. But we agree. I mean, this is a huge issue. We need to get the services out there, and there's a lot of veterans that either don't have the connectivity in their home or the home is not a therapeutic environment. And these type of Atlas, locations that can be in their community, if not their home, would serve both needs. So, I mean, this is a huge issue for us, and
Well,
we're on the same page as we need to solve it.
Let me just say, as a state with a high percentage, one of the highest percentage of veterans, a very patriotic state like all of our states are, but West Virginia has a very high percentage. If you want to try something and see if it works, try West Virginia, because if it'll work in our hills and mountains and valleys, it'll work anywhere.
Appreciate that. Thank you.